Okay.
It's very hot in the temps as well. It's just the sand. Yeah. I mean, you got to remember.
Shine that light out there so she can take a picture of it now.
Yes. The officer back here was carrying a shotgun.
Oh, that's
No,
cool.
I think it's this one.
I think this one.
Whoa. I think so.
Let me go in here. Hey, that's a good duck. Hey, that guy's good. Whoever was in here, that's
Oh. Good Lord. Go in and get a good. Oh, go get a good. They have parts.
good. That's cool though. The guys are really, they really were bored. That's bad. Like that. Got that on. I can't show that on YouTube though, but
Take that out.
nah, I'll just keep this for myself. You know.
This was hell on earth.
Yeah, this looked pretty bad.
Yeah, these guys are bad. This is not good. You're a North Hall, you don't do real well.
Yeah, on the documentary, man, I tell you what, they weren't right on nothing in here. You know?
There's a lot of stuff on the internet and stuff that's not accurate.
Yeah, because
That's the problem.
I've seen a documentary on it, and I ain't seen nothing that.
Yeah.
But I heard the Sugar Shack was a bad place.
I like to sneak people down there, but it's all done for Halloween, so you really can't
Yeah.
see nothing because it's all Halloween. But yeah, no, don't. That's what on the internet. You know, so much stuff is I hear, and I'm like, oh, and it's just not historical, and that's kind of that kills me. So we are right in the exact middle of the administration building. To my left, that's a post office. Look how thick that wall is.
Wow.
Very thick. Over to my right, we have a barbershop, commissary, and a leather shop. And the barber was here for 25 years. He committed murder, so you could come in through the wheel, get your haircut for 35 cents. Not only a haircut, he'd give you a shave with a straight razor.
Ooh, yeah.
This is the wheel. There's only two like this in the world. The other one is in a prison in Manchester, England, called the H.M. Strangeways. We put this here in 1894. In that gun cage, you've got an officer with a shotgun, and it's kind of a lever system. It goes like this. And originally, it's on a pulley system, but we take that off and make it use it in the 30s and put a trolley car motor. So it's got 4 stops. One is outside. This used to be the armory, but the bad guys kept getting in there getting guns. And so they made it into a payroll office. It's one of our safes. This was the non-contact visitation for the Alamo, North Hall. They got the door closed, but if you look through the window, you're going to see a wooden bar, and that's what they were shackled next to. And this was the entrance. Bless you. If you've seen this, this is it. Bless you. Because Manchester, England doesn't let you film. So we've been in all kinds of TV shows, films, movies, documentaries. Some of the famous movies were Fool's Parade with Jimmy Stewart, Russell, George Kennedy, Ann Baxter, Night of the Hunter, Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters, Out of the Furnace, Christian Bale, Woody Harrelson, Forrest Whitaker, William Dafoe. 2 years ago, Mindhunter filmed here. Episode 9, they put their guns there, they come to the wheel, they walk this hallway. And if you've seen that, you're going to say, well, what's different? You're right. Because where the purple was, they had fake gray walls. It's Hollywood. We kept walking, we kept forgetting they were there. So, and then Castle Rock filmed everywhere. If you see Castle Rock, any prison scene was here. So, yeah, but you go ahead and step on the wheel. And you can all fit because my record is 48. They were all 4th graders. I got 44 8th graders on there this morning.
I was trying to remember where I saw it.
Mindhunter. Yep,
That
yep,
was a
yep.
good series.
Yeah, that is. That's so 9.
I'm waiting for season 2 to come out.
Yep, they're just starting to film it, and they've been down here, so. All right, keep your hands in. So this is how the wheel.
Hey, that's cool.
No, now listen for it. You don't hear anything. See how seamless it is?
Yeah, wow.
That's the visitation. So, all right, so I'll see you guys later. No escapes ever happened here.
That's surprising.
You can't go over it, can't go under, can't go around. And plus you got an armed officer right there 24/7. Because the steps to your left, my left, that is the only way up and down to the warden's house. So you always have an armed officer right across from your steps. That's the wheel. And normally we're not able to use it because it's locked for insurance purposes, but we have it open for our haunted house. And so you guys got a treat. Oh, yeah, we normally don't wheel people. Yeah, the Mindhunter actors weren't as friendly. The Castle Rock, man, they were great. Yeah, the Mindhunter people they had their trailers because the actors come here and they have trailers all by the blue building, and they were kind of stuffy. But
The tough talking sergeant, was he tough talking?
yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of them.
Oh.
But the Castle Rock, man, they were coming out and they were like, "Take us in the pen," and we're like, "Not again." I mean, they loved it. They loved it. So, all right, we'll go this way.
All right, guys, I'm gonna stop this.
One and 6 at a time in yard 2. So Russell runs into Red's door, Red's cell, stabs him on that bottle 37 times where he bleeds out. And so that is a paranormal spooky boo hot cell. Weird stuff happens in that cell. So
This one here?
the first one.
First one? Oh, that's when we were in. wasn't it?
All right, we'll look through the cells and we'll come over here and I'll teach you how to make a shank. Something you guys got to do.
Sarah? Yeah? I'll show you something here. I'll show you something here.
Oh, yeah. Well, a mirror, there's 2 reasons why mirrors aren't bad in prison. First of all, because you really can't kill anyone with a mirror. I mean, you could if you got lucky. But they're not going to stab you to hurt you. Because if you hurt someone, then they're going to come back and get you. But the second reason mirrors are bad is because inmates are very vain. And they want to look at themselves. So yeah, make sure you see the 4 tiers tall. Yeah, 4 tiers. So you got 80 cells on each side, 240 on each side, so you have 480 guys in here. Notice this cover plate right here. This should be flush, but what the guys would do is they'd get a hacksaw blade from the industries, or they did have to shave every day, or they'd use dental floss. And they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And they would score it. Once it's scored, you start bending, bend, pop it off. 16, you can see where they sharpened it. Everywhere you see a welding, that's where a shank was made. This is the bean hole. This is where the guys were fed through. They did not go to a dining hall because they're in their cells for 22 and a half hours a day. In Maggie's book, remember, Maggie was the first woman to work in here. Tough chick. She is 73 years old. She still works in a prison. We talked about 3 hours ago. And I beg her, Maggie, work in a control pod, pushing buttons. She doesn't. She works in the yard. 3 weeks ago, her and another female officer had to take down an MS-13 gang member while 2 male officers watched. We wanted to shoot their butts. I was so mad at them. Maggie's a tough chick. Well, in her book, we talk about on the second tier, she's given Michael Blankenship, the guys, their trays, and Michael Blankenship grabs her arm, pulls her in, and slices her to the bone. Tough chick. So we did have devil guys. Cell 17 is one of our devil guys, and a group of them actually sued West Virginia because they wanted to bring a sword in here to cut the heads off of chickens. And it took West Virginia 2 years to say no. I would have said no first time. All right, look in and out of the cells. We'll come down to cell 9 and we'll talk about Scrappy.
So these are kind of like segregation cells.
This is the punishment unit.
Okay. So yeah, I guess you would be putting segregation if you're being that, right?
But remember, we only have, at the height of crowdedness, we only have 800 cells.
Yes.
And we have almost 3,000 guys.
Yeah. Overpopulation is always a thing, right?
And that's lack of a living space.
Yes.
Insufficient living space is why the first reason the pen was scrolling unusual. So, notice cell 9. This is Danny Alexander. He's my buddy. We Facebook about once a week, and we go out to eat every 4 months, give or take. He's our rocker, Guns N' Roses, Hank Williams, David Allan Coe. He was here for attempted murder, tried to cut someone's head off. The last tour you were here, you were told he was here for murder. That is not true. That is a fabrication. But he was here. He did try to cut a guy's head off. But anyway, he is very squirrely. He's very, very squirrely. But he's very big-headed right now because this is the cell where they filmed Castle Rock. So if you see Castle Rock, that's where you have Bill Skarsgård in the corner, and you have another guy in the cell, and I won't tell you anything more. You see Bill Skarsgård's face by the bean hole. It's really, really cool. So this cell has got very, very popular very quickly. So notice the scoring. This was done by dental floss. And then they break it off, and you can see where they sharpened it.
Cool.
Yep, so got some neat art in 8 and 7, and then look through these cells, and I'll meet you down at cell 2.
Let me see my light. Let me see my light. This.
I probably wouldn't touch that.
No, I won't.
Yeah, I had a soccer mom that she was grabbing all her. She goes, "What happened here?" I didn't have the heart to tell her. I just kept walking.
I read on the internet that Ed Gein was here for a period of time. Is his cell on the tour? Okay.
No. Yeah, we believe it was in a K block on the 3rd tier.
Huh.
Yeah.
Can you? Is it like
Yeah.
structurally sound to walk up there? Or?
We don't go up to North Hall. If you really want, I can sneak you up into the new wall. Oh my! I got a rule breaking group with me. All right, since you came from Canada. So. All right. Well, look. Stand here where I'm standing. Look in the middle panel, and you're going to see some charcoal and ash. And then walk in there and look at it. So someone stand right here. Look at the see the charcoal ash. Charcoal ash. Now walk in there and look at it. You can tell when people see it.
Ooh, wow.
Told you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
so
good.
stand in the doorway, see the charcoal ash, and then walk in there and look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Oh, that is.
They just drilled a hole in the tree.
That is cool. Look at that.
It was Paul Hankish's cell. That's called shading. I did it with cigarette ash and pencil. And
That's
marker.
cool.
I'll let you figure it out. That's why it's so shiny. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I gotta go get me another battery for this. I gotta. You know?
Oh, if your phone starts dying, then we'll use mine.
So you said you've been on a tour before.
Yeah, but it's been like probably 15, 20
Oh,
years ago.
oh.
When I was really